Devin Meacham, and I'm here with Adam Neighbors, who is a freshman from Memphis, Tennessee, and he's a mass communication major. Thank you for joining us.
No problem, man. No problem, man.
Yes, sir. So please tell us, how did you end up coming to Rush?
So basically, long story short, I had been looking for colleges for a little minute now. So one of the colleges that I got accepted into was AI, the Arts Institute, and we went there. And when we took the trip there, it was really nice. But then they ended up telling us how much, and I was still big on going there. So we looked at other options because my mom wasn't going for that. So she then got an email from Mr. Thaddeus Jefferson, and he basically told us to come down, and we took a visit. After we took a visit, I liked it, and so I said, you know what, I'm gonna just stay.
Wow. How has Rush College benefited you?
I say Rush College has benefited me a lot, specifically in a professional aspect, because Rush College does provide a lot of professional opportunities, not only for myself but for other people. But learning from professors such as Miss White and Mr. Johnson and Miss Sharon Goodman Hill, and just learning from them, and also learning from people such as Kendrick Armstrong, Angelica Owens, and seeing how they use this platform as an opportunity to show their professionalism.
Has there been one particular person here that made you see the greatness at Rush?
I wouldn't say there's just been one. I say there's been at least two people specifically. When it comes down to greatness, greatness isn't just defined by one person. It's defined by multiple people. So one person I immediately met when the first time I got to campus was Miss Sharon White. Miss Sharon White, she showed me the greatness at Rush College and what Rush College had to offer. And so that's one person. And like with the student body, I said Kendrick Armstrong. Not too many people know that like Kendrick Armstrong was the first person I met on campus. Mm-hmm. So he showed me how like the opportunities and how great you could be when you capture those opportunities, when just practicing in the studio, in the radio studio and in the TV studio. And I say that's about it.
Well, I know you're just a freshman here, but can you tell us what's the greatest experience you had here at Rush so far?
I say, when it comes down to my experiences, I say the part outside of the parties and stuff, I say the ability to be able to join in my classes, my major classes, a lot earlier than most freshmen. It's not too many freshmen that just takes at least one or two or three of their major classes as a freshman. Mm-hmm. So it was just being able to jumpstart early and learning my role and learning how to do things and handle business when it comes down to it.
So are there any changes that you see, or are there any changes are you looking forward here to Rush?
There's a lot, but one specifically, I say just being able to see, the continuing growth with freshmen and incoming freshmen and upperclassmen when it comes down to being involved in student activities or activities in general that just don't benefit self but benefit the whole community.
All right. I am Devin Meacham. This is the Rush College Experience, and we will be right back shortly. Hello, my name is Devin Meacham of the Meacham PR firm, and this is just...
My name is Jared Brooks. I own the Colonel Hotel industry. I'm the CEO, and I was looking for a PR representative, so I want you to tell me a little bit about your clientele listings.
Okay, $1 million. All right. Kobe Bryant, Colin Kaepernick, Aaron Rodriguez, Michael Vick, OJ
Simpson?
No, talking about OJ Mayo.
Oh, OJ, Memphis Grizzlies, OJ Mayo.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you have any furthermore questions, you can contact me at 222-222-2222.
Okay. But at this present moment, I don't have any questions. But if I have any concerns, I will, call you at my earliest convenience. And I'd like to thank you for your time and for your business, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Welcome to the Rush College Experience. I'm Devin Meacham, and my guest here is Adam Neighbors, who is a freshman from Memphis, Tennessee, and he's also a mass communication major. So, thank you for having you again, Adam.
No problem, man.
Yes, sir. So, what is it like growing up in Memphis, Tennessee?
I say my experience growing up in Memphis were pretty cool, pretty laid back. one thing I can honestly say about growing up in Memphis, it made me grow up a lot faster than I was used to. So a lot of things I had to learn on my own rather than just learning by my parents telling me this, and that. So I can say high school was really fun. You know, it was a transitional stage from being a teenager to almost approaching, you know, adulthood, being that, you know, when you graduate, you're 18. And I say middle school is a learning experience too, because, you know, I had to learn how to deal with people in a manner where, you know, it wouldn't be acceptable in elementary school, but it'll be acceptable in middle school. So overall, my living experience was great. My school experience was great. You know, I overall enjoyed living in Memphis, and, you know, Memphis is a great city.
And it says here you are a mass communications major.
Yes, sir.
What made you become a mass communication major?
So being that I always wanted to deal with something, having to focus on fashion or even sports, being that I like those two the most, I always wanted to have a platform where I could express myself, whether it be on, I say on a magazine, so it's like Complex magazine, or even doing documentaries on Vice or something like that. And I felt like this was like one of the routes I always wanted to take. And I also wanted to be an audio engineer when I was growing up. I felt that, you know, if I'm behind the scenes majority of the time, you know, that's how I wanted to keep it. So, you know, I always was driven by the fact that if mass communications can get me here, I can go anywhere.
So how has your experience been with a mass comm major?
It's been great. It's had its ups and downs. One thing I can honestly say is it's actually pretty stressful, but it's the good stress rather than the bad stress. So I can recall like telling Miss White 2 of her classes were easy A's, and those were some stressful grades I had to get. So, and I'm still, you know, working on that, having to learn the ups and downs of being in mass communications, and mostly ups. So I can say it's been great so far, and I would really just, you know, push everybody to become a mass communications major.
Well, you keep saying how great your experience has been here at Risk. So does that mean that you plan on coming back to Risk
sir.
College?
Yes, sir, for sure. I feel like Rusk College has provided me with open arms, and they've given, you know, given me a chance when other schools wouldn't give me a chance, and I'm very loyal to the fact that, you know, when somebody gives you something, you always stick with the hand that feeds. So of course I'll come back.
Well, I know you're just a freshman, but of course everybody always looks into the future. So can you please tell me, what do you plan on doing after college?
So after college, I plan on either going to graduate school at Southern Miss for marketing, because I feel like marketing has a very similar platform that mass communications has. So I believe that, you know, if I can go learn how to market myself on a wider scale, I believe that's nice. And then other than that, I plan on, you know, working at Complex magazine or doing some stuff for Vice as documentary wise, or just going to delve into the fashion world a little bit. So, you know, those are my big plans for the future.
Okay, so what are you doing now that would have you be ready for the future?
So I'm actually reaching out to graduate schools, and I'm actually reaching out to professionals in the mass communications field. Like last week we had a lady by the name of Kayla Harris, I believe, and she was just telling us about how, you know, she marketed herself and made herself marketable in the professional world, where she's actually had a chance to work with huge celebrities in a way. So I feel like, you know, if I can reach out to somebody like that, consistently reach out to somebody like that, or even just reaching out to, you know, people in a wider field, such as like in the mass communications field, or just studying things among that, I feel like I'll be able to be on the course for success. And so that's my biggest thing, is just being able to reach out and talk to people when it comes down to becoming successful after college.
With you being a mass comm major, what have you done for RCTV2?
For RCTV2, we've done plenty of shows. I've had to come down for newscasts before. And prior to me actually just jumping into my major, myself Tarek Williams, Angelica Owens, and Kendrick Armstrong, we all had a show, a sports debate show called Ridiculous. So we would come down, we would do the show around 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, and we would just basically debate on topics such as who's better than who, and just, getting to learn the ropes while, during pre-production and production and post-production. So it's something great that I'll say I've been honored to be a part of.
Thank you. Well, thanks for having me, Adam.
No problem, man.
This is the Russ College Experience. My name is Devin Meacham, and this is Adam Neighbors. Thank you.
Friends to you, don't waste your time.